Follow up on what Senator Christensen said. You know, we hire a bureaucrat down here in Lincoln. He starts nosing around these schools. Goes out west, and they got a school built in 1938 or 1946. And, you know, they've got 70 students there, 60 students in the old building. And Mr. Bureaucrat comes in and says, oh, you got to build a wall here. You got to put a glass door there. Got to put an intercom right there. Next thing you know, it's a couple $100,000 they don't have. I'm sure they'll tell Mr. Bureaucrat to get in his car and drive back to Lincoln. But you know what? Senator Christensen, I think, was right with his bill to arm school personnel. The NRA was right part of the way when they said the only way to stop an armed bad guy is with an armed good guy. Now, they were wrong in wanting to get a bunch of federal money to do it, but the underlying idea was right. There is no way to stop a bad guy that wants to get in, and I think this whole idea of cowering in the corner and hoping he runs by the room is not the Nebraska way to deal with problems. Putting our head between our legs and cowering in the corner is no way to protect kids. That's not a protection plan. To have the armed personnel would be a protection plan. Now, I don't know if Mr. Bureaucrat we're about to hire here would like that idea or not. My guess is he likes locks and keys and intercoms and glass doors and that kind of stuff better. But if we got the right Mr. Bureaucrat, maybe we could do this better. And we could make sure that we actually protect our kids rather than manage their death in a more organized way when a killer comes into the school. And so, you know, maybe something good will come out of this. But another point I want to make is that this body is absolutely addicted to spending money. They can't stop it. They can't help themselves. If there's any money anywhere, they're going to spend it. If you pull out your green status sheet, our little spending spree here has taken us down to about $10 million left. We're going to have to make some hard decisions pretty soon about all the spending we're doing. Or do you want to spend it over here? Do you want to spend it over here? Can we cut this down? It doesn't look like the taxpayers are going to get much of a break this year. We just can't afford to give them their money back. So we've got $10.6 million more to spend, and the taxpayers are going to get the short end of the stick again. The average taxpayer is not going to get anything particularly reduced unless you fit into a special category, or you're a property owner, or you're retired, or something. The average taxpayer that works and pays his money and taxes is going to get nothing. But we're going to hire another bureaucrat to hang out down in Lincoln. And we're going to say, we made those kids safe. Boy, we made them safe. We got a bureaucrat down in Lincoln. I just think that we're a lot better off just giving the people their money back when we take too much money. And this body has absolutely no inclination to do anything of that kind. And I think that this body does not represent the people of our state very well when we're spending money like we're spending. And
1 minute.
And it's all with the best of intentions. I understand that. I'm not casting aspersions on anyone. That's, you know, everyone has a way to help someone. Unfortunately, it's always just with someone else's money. And I see a lot of frustration out there throughout our state that we can't find a way to cut our spending. And I think this little bit of spending we just did right here in this bill is symptomatic of all the problems we have right here in this body, and that we just can't say no to spending other people's money. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Kintner. Senator Karpisek, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the body. Senator Kintner can't help but step on another landmine. Chastising the body again. Senator Kintner, would you yield to a question, please?
Senator Kintner, will you yield?
You know, I'd love to.
Good. Did you vote for the airplane yesterday, a new jet 3-point-some million for the governor?
I did not vote for a jet. I voted for a turboprop. Yes, I did.
Okay, very good. And that's really going to protect one person pretty much, right?
That is a tool. It's an asset to be used by our state.
There are lots of tools here,
in
Senator
the business
Kintner.
of our state.
Whatever. Thank you. Look, it's not time to be chastising the body again. We're talking about real lives and real kids here. And if we want to talk about bureaucrats, we could find a whole bunch of them. This is talking about trying to keep our kids safe. I want to talk about Lucas Bowers, a young man from Wilbur, Nebraska, that took his own life in December. That's what it means to me to spend money. I have voted for each and every one of Senator Kintner's bills that he brought here to take away a bunch of money this year out of the budget. We all did, because there were none. But yet we constantly have to hear this sort of thing. We are talking about people. I'm coaching Legion baseball this year, and hopefully Senator Kintner won't come down and umpire a game. But Lucas would have been my starting pitcher. He won't be, because something went wrong and no one knows what. Great kid, great family, great student, probably headed to college to play some sports. But something went wrong. And if you want to walk into a small town auditorium and see about 1,000 bawling people at a funeral for a young man that should be here with us today, it's no fun. And it's senseless. And if there's anything we can do to help them out so we're not in that situation again, by God, I'm all for it. And we talk about spending other people's money here. Guess what? We all pay taxes. Some of us a lot less than others. We all pay taxes, and it is the state's money, obviously. I'm tired of being chastised for trying to stand up and stick up for people. I don't go out and try to rile people up and say, boy, did you see what they did today? They spent all this money and I told them not to. Bring a bill to cut these things. I will forever remember Lucas Bowers, Larrington Bowers, excuse me. And if this bill can do one little thing to help the next Lucas not end up in this same spot, I will. This is ridiculous. It is shameful to use this sort of rhetoric
1 minute.
when we're talking about real people. I just can't believe that we would stoop to that level. This is a wonderful bill. We get off subject about arming teachers. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. I don't think it's a great idea. But let's please pass this bill and stop the kind of nonsense that we've been hearing. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Karpisek. Senator Bloomfield, you're recognized.